Gail Beasley from Stamping with Gail, and today I want to share with you what I do when I get a brand new Stampin' Up! Catalog like this one that just came out. The first thing I do is put my name on it because I don't want somebody to accidentally take it. I use this as my inventory and I'd be lost without it. The second thing I do is have the cover spiral bound. You can have that done at pretty much any office supply store. I do prefer the coil that's continuous to the plastic comb or even the double wire. I like this one the best. The other thing I do is I put some tabs on my catalogs, and that's what I want to really focus on today. I created a sheet that has all of the table of contents headings. There are 20 of them, and I punch each one out with the double-sided, the round tab punch by Stampin' Up. It's retired now. You may be able to find one on eBay, or you may have just kept the one you may have had one from before. I will never give mine up. And you just want to go along and punch them out, centering them, because we're going to fold them in half and put them on the catalog. When you get to the end of the row, go ahead and trim this off close to this edge and continue on. I wouldn't cut them ahead of time because you might not have enough room for the entire punch shape, but if you do it one row at a time, it'll fit. So I've already done that. I have another catalog because I like to have two, one for my office and one for my studio. And I want to show you the table of contents. There's two. One is on page 6 and 7, and it has all the stamps. 8, 20, 46, all these pages. And then the other one is back in the back of the catalog, right after the greetings set, the greetings section. And where is it? Here it is. It has the colors, the paper, the embellishments, and so forth. And my digital studio is the last section. I don't actually use that. I stop here at Stamped Etc. And the My Digital Studio had 21, made it 21 tabs, and I can only make 20 on a sheet. So we're going to start there. So I want to show you how I put them in. You'll notice that except for coloring and glitz, they all start on an even numbered page, which is a left side. And so if we start with Stamp Etc. down here on 194, it's the organization part, which is what that is. When I get to the tab, when I pick that tab up, I want to open it to this page, so I'm actually going to put my tab on page 193. That's where I'm going to start. And I like to start at the, well, you'll see why I start at the end in a minute. So I've got a ruler and I want to mark at 10 inches right there. And I've got all my tabs here starting from the end. And you want to fold it in half and get a nice crease on it before you pull the backing paper away. And once you've done that, you'll see it's a double-sided tab, and center it on this mark and make it flush with the corners, and then fold it over. That's the first tab. Now if we go to the second section, which starts on its big shot on page 184, then again, I want to flip to the page before it, 183, and mark at 9 inches. Right here. Take the tab, fold it in half, pull the backing off, it's the hardest part. Center it on that tab, on that mark. And by starting in the back, you know you're in the right position because you can see it. If you started in the front, you wouldn't be able to see it as easily, and it would just be more difficult. And then we're going to continue on. Punches on page 180, so we want to start on 179. And we want to mark at 8 inches. This one has a crack because this is crack and peel. If there's a crack on the tab, that makes it a lot easier to pull off. And we'll just repeat. And we'll continue on all the way to the top. Now once you get to the top, you've done half of the tabs, and they start from 1 inch all the way to 10 inches, and we're just going to continue on, starting back at the bottom. So Color Collections starts on page 138 here, so we're going to put the tab on 137 at 10 inches. Fold it again. Peel off the paper and position it. And the next one will be Say Anything, which starts on 128, so we'll start with 120. Put that on 127, so it'll open to 128. And we will continue on until we get to the top again. Now we're just finishing up the last two. 2 inches. And the last page starts on page 8. So we'll start it on 7. And you really don't have to mark, as you probably can tell. You can just line up a good ruler as long as you can see the mark. And it's just an approximation. Depends on how accurate you want to be. That's what I do. I did this last year with my catalog, and it got a lot of use, and even though these are just labels, they're not laminated, it held up beautifully. And it just makes it a lot easier to find what you want in a hurry. So if you like this idea, feel free to do it. You can make your own labels, or if you want to buy a PDF from me, just go to my website and follow the link on the screen. And you can buy a PDF that you can print yourself. If you don't have this tab, or you just want to save some time, you can even buy a pack of the labels and I'll mail them to you, already punched. You just have to put them in your catalog. So this is Gail. I'm the owner of stampingwithgail.com, and I hope that if you haven't already, that you'll sign up for my mailing list and you'll be able to keep up with the new things that I'm working on.